Imagine this. You wake up in the hospital and everything has gone horribly wrong. People are mutating, the walls are covered in flesh, and your only mission is to survive until dawn.
This is Phase Zero, a brand new demo that brings us straight back to the 90s era of survival horror. I'm Marusia, this is Demonstration Station. Are you ready? Subscribe, bring some snacks, and let's go!
Today we are diving deep into the demo, the story, gameplay, atmosphere, and how it stacks up against classics like Resident Evil and Silent Hill. Spina Studio, they are making Phase Zero, a small Polish indie team, but there is the fact these aren't newbies. They previously worked on Superhot, Dying Light, Cyberpunk 2077, so yeah, they know what they are doing. The game is published by Spina Studio together with Superhot Presents, an initiative funding indie titles. As for release date, Steam says TBA, that means to be announced. The demo dropped on May 26, 2025.
Before we get into it, let's talk about history. Everyone knows that Resident Evil wasn't the first survival horror. We had Alone in the Dark in 1992, Sweet Home even earlier. But Resident Evil popularized that formula: fixed cameras, lack of ammos, puzzles, that special atmosphere, and from there the genre exploded. Now it's 2025, we've got tons of Resident Evil-like indie projects, for example Tormented Souls, Demon Dust, Crow Country. But Phase Zero stands out because it's not just copying, it's trying to capture the exact PS1 vibes while mixing it with modern polish.
The game takes us to winter 1994. You play as Guy, a regular engineer who wakes up in a hospital during the outbreak. Later in the full game, you will also play as Mary, a journalist, two different perspectives on the same nightmare. The snowy city around the hospital sets the stage: abandoned streets, a disease spreading, people mutating into monsters. The demo feels like the prologue, actually, one chapter of much bigger horror story.
Now, the most important part: how does it play?
Phase Zero is pure survival horror. Fixed camera angles, every corner feels dangerous, tank-style controls, heavy, making every step matter, but actually you can change it to the modern one. Combat, clumsy but tense, you don't just shut down enemies, you save ammo, sometimes you just run. Exploration and puzzles, locked doors, item to collect, little environment hints. The demo itself lasts about 30 minutes, but my first run was about 40 or 50 minutes because I was exploring everything. And honestly, that's exactly how all survival horror game felt. You take it slow, soak in the dread, and so on. The devs nailed the PS1 aesthetic, pre-rendered backgrounds, grainy textures, fixed angles. Also, aspect ratio 3:4. It feels like you're playing something from 1996, but shaper, smoother. The environments are creepy: abandoned hospital halls, snow outside, flesh-covered walls inside, lightning effects like flicking bulbs, shadows add to the paranoia.
I tried to write down strengths and weaknesses, so let's start with strength. Strong PS1 visual style, creepy hospital and snowy city setting, classical mechanics with modern polish. I also really like that the game found space for references and a little humor. For example, there is a poster on the wall with the slogan "Hips don't lie." Or that moment when you have to turn on the MRI machine and the computer politely asks if the patient is comfortable, except the patient is zombie. As for weaknesses, I only could make up some potential weaknesses. Demo is short, it's just enough to tease. Puzzles so far, as I see, are simple, but hopefully the full game adds a little difficulties. But this corridor section actually confused me a bit. At first, I didn't realize that the trick was just to sprint forward instead of trying to shoot down all those freaky ass monsters. I died a couple of times just because I ran out of ammo. And honestly, I'd mark this as one of the few negative things in demo. That's actually saying something, right? Because it's really hard to find anything to seriously criticize here.
Phase 0.
So, what's the verdict? Phase 0 is shaping up to be one of the most authentic throwbacks to the 90s survival horror. It has a look, the sound, the atmosphere, and most importantly, the tension. I hope the full version expands all of these things. If you are a fan of Resident Evil or Silent Hill, keep this one on your radar. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. This is a new series I've just started, and I'll be back soon with more indie demos to explore together. Don't forget to subscribe and drop a like. I'd really love to hear from you. Do you play demos, guys? Why or why not? Leave me a comment, please. I always read them. As for me, I really love trying something new as demos and try not to miss Demo Festival on Steam. And if you would like to support the channel a little extra, I have a Patreon and a Boosty and my cozy Discord where we chat about games. Links are in the description. See you soon guys in the next video.